Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. And I found something to discuss. What happened last night in Cincinnati, the Bills safety, Damar Hamlin, made a tackle and then got up and collapsed. The Buffalo Bills safety is in critical condition at a hospital in Cincinnati after suffering cardiac arrest in Monday night's game against the Bengals. He collapsed after making a tackle, had been administered CPR on the field, and was transferred from the field in the ambulance as tearful players from both teams knelt in prayer. And it's a sad situation indeed. I hope he makes the full recovery, and it's I don't know or knows right now really know what any more on this except that he's still in the hospital in stable with critical condition, and this was in the first quarter of the game. They have suspended the game. They were talking about maybe after it happening, maybe continuing the game later on, but they have postponed it for indefinitely. And I know it's an important game. It's gonna decide have a lot of bearing on who has home field advantage in the playoffs. Bengals could win the division. They lose a game. This could Ravens could end up winning the division. The Bengals could be a wild card. So it's a very important game. But they gotta set this thing aside right now. I mean I'm glad that they did postpone the game because players were not in any shape to be playing football after that happened. This goes back to an incident that happened on October 24th, 1971. Detroit Lions wide receiver Chuck Hughes was heading back to his team's huddle after a play with 102 remaining in the game. Lions trailing 28-23. As he was running in the huddle, he collapsed near Chicago's 20-yard line while clutching his chest. Bears Hall of Fame linebacker Dick Butkus was right where Hughes was and frantically motioned for the medical personnel to come onto the field from the sideline. He's taken to the hospital in an ambulance, but was later that day pronounced dead at Henry Ford Hospital at the age of 28, according to the New York Post. Unlike Monday night's Buffalo-Cincinnati game, when the game was suspended and ultimately postponed, the Chicago-Detroit game was played to its conclusion. Following his death, it was discovered that Hughes had a family history of heart problems and that one of his arteries was 75% clogged. A blood clot had broken loose from and became trapped in the artery, which prevented the heart muscle from receiving blood. It might have been a result of a hit taken 3 plays earlier on what turned out to be the last reception of his life. Hughes' wife Sharon was in the ambulance as her husband was taken to the hospital. Filed a $21.5 million lawsuit in 1972 against physicians at Henry Ford Hospital for not properly diagnosing his heart condition during an examination in May of 1971, roughly 5 months before his death. The suit was eventually settled for no undisclosed amount of money. So yeah, that was a sad situation. That it's the only time an NFL player has died on the field during a game, and I'm hoping, like I said, that Damar Hamlin makes a full recovery in this, and just I'm I'm not really as concerned about whether he plays football or not. I don't think anybody in his family is at this point. It's just mainly just hope he pulls through this and gets out of the hospital and is able to lead a relatively normal life. If he's able to play football, that's great. But it doesn't sound good with it when you got when you're dealing with heart problems. I I have heard of a lot of players, people that kids have tried to play football, and heart murmurs and other heart conditions have kept them from doing it. And if you got a problem, heart problems, football's not the game to be playing. And that being said, I'm still looking for ideas on shows to do in the future. If it's something feasible that I can research, I will put together a show based on it. I'm looking for especially obscure um, aspects of history. And as always, like, subscribe, share, and thanks for watching.